I've got a cake here. I'm going to draw a bar for it. And this cake is going to be half eaten by someone, right? Unfortunately, someone greedy in my family has eaten the cake, all right? So they've eaten it and I've only got half left. And this half, let's say this is the part that's gone and the cake is nice and purpley. This is the cake I've got, right? This is the piece of the cake I've got. I've got half a cake left. So I've got half a cake and I want to share my half a cake amongst 3 people, okay? I want to share my half a cake equally, I should say, amongst 3 people. How am I going to share half a cake amongst 3 people? So the calculation, right? Calculation is going to be, what's it going to be? It's going to be a half a cake divided by 3 people because I'm going to share it amongst 3 people. So I'm going to pause there for a second, okay? I want you to think about this question. How are we going to share half a cake amongst 3 people? What could I do? Well, if we look at the picture, I've got this half, and if I split it into 3 equal parts, I've got these parts. So person 1 can eat this piece, person 2 can eat this piece, person 3 can eat this piece. But what do I call this piece? That's the question mark there. What do I call that piece? And to work that out, we've got to think of equal parts out of the whole cake. Even though half the cake's gone, we have to think about, well, if I had this number of pieces to make the whole cake, how many pieces do I have? I've got 6 pieces. So a half divided by 3 is this piece here. And this piece is 1 out of 6 equal pieces that make the whole cake. So each person will get a 1/6 of the cake. So a half divided by 3 is a 1/6. And we can do that just by using bars if we wanted to. We can split the half into 3 equal parts because we're sharing amongst 3 people, and then we split the whole thing into those equal parts, and then we can see we've got 6 equal parts, and therefore this is 1/6, and the person or the people that will be eating this cake will get 1/6. But what we just did there was find a third of a half, and so we worked out that this is 1/3 of the half, right? And we've seen questions like that before. Can you remember last lesson where we were asked what's a third of a half maybe? And so what we've just done is we've had a half and we worked out a third of that half. And when we have questions like this, it's the same as finding out a third times a half. And so a third times a half, 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 2 is 6, is also a 6. Can you see that, class? When we're dividing, we can actually think of a dividing by 3 as the same as finding a third of something. When we divide by 2, class, what's that the same as? Finding, go on, Janvi. A half of something. When we divide by 4, what do we know that is the same as? Finding a what, Ryan?